Hello everyone. In today's video, I am going to cover frequently asked questions. Yes, frequently asked questions by the students who are preparing for Duolingo English test. So without any further ado, let's start with the question first. Before I start with the frequently asked questions, let me just tell you that there are many students, those who are looking for authentic study material and guidance on Duolingo English test. So we have the solution for all of you. First of all, we provide study material to practice, and this study material consists of three main things, which is your strategies and my recorded audio notes, which you can listen to again and again to clarify your doubts. And the third is your practice material, which is solved practice material, and few in speaking and writing are unsolved, so that you can send it to me and I can evaluate directly. The second thing is we provide online classes, and these online classes has no limitation that you can only attend it for a week or for 10 days. You can attend it till the time you appear for your test. You are provided with one-to-one assistance on writing and speaking. So any writing that you do or any kind of a speaking evaluation that you need, you can send your writing and speaking directly to me, and I give detailed reply what is going wrong and where you have to improve and whether you are right or wrong. Apart from that, I have trained almost 500 plus students during this lockdown period, and it was a really a good journey to train students, and most of my students have got the best of scores, and they have already submitted their scores in their desired universities to get the offer letter. These are the few scores that I wanted to share with you, and I have students those who have scored 130, 120, 110, 105. So I have the variety of students, but the best part is that they were able to appear for the test, and they were able to get their desired score based on the coaching they took from me and the kind of the study material they had studied on and practiced upon. So this study material is authentic and result oriented. Okay, the first question, which is quite common among all these students, those who are preparing for Duolingo English test. The question is how to infer the score that students get in Duolingo practice test. Okay, what is the meaning of the score? So most of the students are still at doubt, that they get a score of 85 to 100 or 95 to 120, and should they give the test? So what does that score actually indicate, or what does that score really means to them? So let me tell you, if you look at the image that is shown over here, you can see there are two scores in this. The first score that is shown at the lower range, it is 110, whereas the highest score that is given is 125. So what does the score means? The score at the lower range shows that your current level of English, or your current level to give this particular test, will draw you a score which will be near to this particular number. Okay. However, the higher range, okay, the higher range indicates that if you do a preparation, if you do practice of a certain period and then appear for test, then there are chances for you to get this score. It means your current level is actually 110. However, you have the ability to reach to the score of 125. So this is what the score tells you when they are giving you the range. So your current level, again I'm trying to repeat this, the current level of the student indicates the lower range. However, the student has the ability to move to the higher range after regular practice and after a kind of preparation. The second question that most of the students face is how to overcome hesitation in speaking, as Duolingo English test has graded and ungraded speaking, and students say that they cannot speak on that particular topic. So I have a solution for all of you, and if you really want to overcome your hesitation, please ensure that you follow these points so that you land up with a good score, and for in a long term your speaking is overall improved. The first point that you should focus on is understand what is your hesitation. You need to find out that why this hesitation is coming. If this hesitation could be because of lack of content, because of lack of knowledge, that the topic that you got and you did not understood the topic, or you understood the topic but you don't know what to speak on that topic because you didn't had any information on that. So please understand what is your hesitation. Is it because of lack of confidence, or is it because of lack of knowledge? So that is, you need to understand what is your hesitation is. The second is you need to address your fears. You have to accept the fact, yes, I have the hesitation, but at the same time you need to also ensure that you are addressing this fear. You are facing this fear, and how you would face this fear, you need to take out this particular thing from your mind, that what others will think. Okay, every human being has this particular kind of a doubt in their mind, but whatever they do is like what others will think. You have to stop doing that, and that's the only way that you will overcome your speaking. Third is train yourself to think and act. Anything that you have to speak on, please spare out at least 5 seconds, 10 seconds to think on that topic, to plan on that topic, and then start your speaking. Give yourself a time limit. Start timing yourself. You all have a technology. We all have smartphones in which we have voice recorders. So please start recording yourself on any of the topic that you speak. And maybe on day one you will be able to speak for 30 seconds. But gradually, if you follow this practice, you will see that your speaking time will actually increase. Okay, because you're timing yourself. Previously you never knew, okay, for how long you were able to speak, but now you are timing yourself. Day 1 30 seconds, day 2 30 seconds, maybe day 3 it will move to 32 seconds. Gradually you will notice that you are now able to speak for 1 minute also. That's how you should be preparing yourself. The fifth point is make a decision. Make a decision that you have to do something for yourself. You have to overcome your fears. If you don't have a decision, then your speaking will not improve, and moreover, you will not be actually going towards any direction. Okay. Sixth is force yourself to do new things. New things are like when you're watching anything on TV or on your phones, keep your subtitles on. You can download some games which are more of a reading one, wherein you get a lot of things to read and then answer and then move on to the next level. Apart from that, start reading something. That are the new things that you should adopt to improve your speaking, and actually it helps in overall improvement. Then the last is have confidence and faith in yourself. You need to have a lot of confidence and faith in yourself that you will improve. The third question is, how should I prepare for Duolingo English test? See, the ideal strategy for preparing for Duolingo English test is focus on one particular question type and prepare yourself on that. Practice a lot on that particular question type and then move on to the next question. If you try to do 9 question types in one single day, then it will not lead you to improvement in your score. And so I always suggest that break down your study material in a days wise, or could be in the morning, then you're preparing for your one particular item type, and then move on to the second half of the day to a next question type. But ensure that you have done a good lot of practice on one item type, could be any. Okay, so that you need to have a regular practice on one item type. In this way you are training your brain to get adapted to one particular type of a question, and once your brain knows how to perform in that particular question, then move on to the next question type. The fourth is, shall I write the writing question like IELTS essay? Okay, so let's first compare what is the writing in IELTS and what is the writing in your Duolingo English test. The writing in IELTS is actually like essay writing in IELTS is has the word limit of minimum 250 words with a time limit of 40 minutes. But in Duolingo English test, the time limit that is given to the student is maximum of 5 minutes. is maximum of 5 minutes, and the word limit that the student has to do is 50 words. Okay, so there's a huge lot of difference. In IELTS we have 250 words, in Duolingo you have 50 words, in IELTS we have 40 minutes, in Duolingo you have 5 minutes. So when we compare this difference, what students should do actually in this, in the Duolingo English test, please do not try to do any paraphrasing. Do not give any introduction of 2-3 sentences. Ideally, what you should be doing is, based on the topic, give a one line of introduction and then focus on the topic. If the topic is asking about your opinion, give your opinion straightforward. Please do not try to think that, okay, I'll give my opinion in the last. You have to be straightforward because you only have 5 minutes to write on the topic. So give your opinion, give your justification for the opinion, and write one single concluding line, and that is more than enough. If the question is asking you that you have to write minimum 50 words, ideally a student should go like 70, 80, 90 words. You should not go to 100 words also. You should not double your writing, because you will not have the time to revise also. So ideally a student who is preparing, they should plan out their 5 minutes, like they should do a 1 minute of planning, and they should do 3.5 minutes of writing, and then again they should have at least 30 seconds to revise also, to go through what they have written. So please do not compare your writing with the IELTS essay writing. You don't have to use a very high vocabulary. Even if you don't use high vocabulary, you will still get the score that you're looking for. The fifth question is, what is ungraded and graded and ungraded part in Duolingo English test? So I think this is most of the students are still unaware of this. The graded part in Duolingo English test is when your test actually starts, and the first question till you come to the ungraded part. Okay, from the first question till you come to the ungraded part, that whole is your graded. It means you are getting scores on that, you are getting marks on this. And ungraded part means that you are given a topic to write on and you are given a topic to speak on, but they say this is ungraded. Ungraded means you, that particular response that you give on those questions, you will not be scored, you will not be marked. This ungraded part directly goes to your university, okay, as your face. It's like you are not going there, but they can check your speaking and they can check your writing and judge what kind of a person or what kind of English speaking ability you have. So in ungraded parts, you are not scored, you are not marked. In graded parts, you are scored and you are marked. And when you appear for this Duolingo English test, first you appear for all the graded questions, and in the last you appear for ungraded question. The sixth question is giving practice test sufficient to prepare me for the real test? Okay, I have seen many students, those who think that if they give practice test on the daily basis, or they try to appear for the practice test on in every 3 to 4 hours, and they think that this is their preparation. So first of all, let me tell you, you're not preparing yourself. You're just trying to appear on a particular set of questions which are actually quite repetitive also, and you are just trying to maybe blindly fool yourself, because you are getting a score which is almost of the same range every time. Okay, a slight difference, but you will fall into the same score every time. So this is not your preparation. And the second thing that you should note is that when you get the score, you don't get anything in return, that your writing has certain grammatical errors, or your writing was off the topic, and in your speaking you use lot of fillers, and in your speaking you did not use connectors, and your conclusion was not there. So there was no feedback that you got it from your scores. So in practice test, it is just like, taking the taste or understanding what kind of a questions you get in the real test, but it will never prepare you for the real test. It is never going to prepare you for the real test. You need to have a proper study material. You need to have a proper preparation to ensure that you are ready for the real test. And apart from the study material, you need to have at least someone as an assessor, or someone as an evaluator, someone to give you the right feedback how to improve. Seventh question is how often can I take Duolingo English test? So if you're looking to give Duolingo English test, you can only give this test 2 times in 30 days of time. Okay, only 2 times in 30 days you can only give this test, and after 30 days you can again give it for the third time. The next question is, what is the preparation time for Duolingo English test? The ideal preparation time for Duolingo English test for anyone who is at intermediate level of English, who has a good understanding of English, not advanced but still a good understanding of English, they should be ready with the preparation in 10 to 15 days. And as based on my planning also, as I'm a master trainer, so even my schedule for training the students is maximum of 10 to 15 days, and all my students are ready within 10 to 15 days to give their test based on the study material and based on the evaluation that they get from me. Okay, the ninth question, and this is the last question, is what rules do I need to follow while taking the Duolingo English test? Okay, so for this particular question, I have actually listed down the rules that are given by Duolingo English test for all my students. See, simple in a nutshell, of the nutshell of all these rules is that first of all, you should not have anyone in your room. You should not move your eyes here and there. Your eyes should be completely on your screen. And even if there is anyone in the room, you should not tell the person please go away, because it will again they will cancel you. And ideally the right way of giving the test is be alone, have light and no external sounds, and no earphones, no headphones. Everything should comply with the terms and conditions that they have laid down. I hope this frequently asked question session is helpful to all of you. If you're looking for any kind of guidance, do contact us. We have study material that I have trained like more than 200 students, and they have got very good scores. So if you're looking for study material, if you're looking for coaching on Duolingo English test, you can contact us. Thank you.